What's going on, YouTube? JG's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Teen Titans issue number 5. This is the final part of the Damian Knows Best story arc, the first arc in the Teen Titans comic book that began all the way back in 2016. I forget when this one came out. It was a few months into it. I think this was like 2017 this issue came out. But regardless, we're going to be talking about the final part of this issue, and yeah, I think this is a solid ending to this first arc right here. Excuse the sound of my voice. So basically, if you remember the end of the last issue that we covered a few days ago, Damian was there. He got rescued by the Teen Titans. Starfire and all that. They kind of showed up. Starfire is like kind of like this older sister, kind of caring person to him, and she's always very nice and sweet here. Damian's in serious pain after getting stabbed in the back. Raven basically heals him, and they basically try and make it their way out of this place, and the Demon's Fist shows up. We also see Ghul, who's very proud of herself. Like, look what I did. I defeated Damian. You got to be proud of me, Grandpa, because she's kind of in the same place where Damian was, because she never really left the place, and she has her rage towards him, but she's also basically just kind of a kid wanting her family's acceptance, and she feels like this is the only way to do so because it's the way she was kind of brought up. So then we come to find out that the Demon's Fist are trying to reclaim some sort of honor by taking down the Teen Titans, and then basically Damian tells them the truth that they're basically like slaves to Ra's al Ghul. It's like your whole lives have been ruined. Ra's took that from you guys. He killed a chance at any bit of normalcy that you're ever going to have. And then Ra's is just like, I rescued you from insignificance. We also see Mara's there. She's kind of in the background. She's like, she still hasn't gotten to the point where she's turned on Ra's yet. But I think kind of seeing everyone kind of work together to fight against the Demon's Fist, she's kind of realizing her place in all this. And she's seeing how Damian's going out of his way to protect the Demon's Fist roster. And I think that leaves a bit of a change in her. And we kind of get this moment right here. Ra's is just like, even calls Damian some sort of genetic waste, and you couldn't even, he even like says, he kind of screws himself up by saying this. He's like, you really think you can stop me, boy? You couldn't even beat your pathetic cousin Mara. And that's kind of basically like where her world in general kind of comes crashing down, where she kind of realizes, okay, maybe Ra's isn't the best person to kind of be with. And even Damian kind of calls the group his friends, which is a nice touching moment, and they all kind of come together. And kind of my favorite moment of this whole issue kind of happens right here. So Mara's kind of confused, like, what should I do? Because she's kind of lost. He's still giving her crap for all this. He's and like her whole life is kind of like she's starting to rethink things kind of at the end here. And Damian basically tells her, you don't have to go with him, cousin. There's still a chance for you to be your own person. You're not your bloodline. And then this kind of a sympathetic look she gives to him, like, you know what, maybe this isn't the way. And she kind of sees that, you know what, he was kind of brought up in the same circumstances, but he's seemingly changed for the better. And there's kind of this little tragic final moment here, and I think this is the last time she's ever appeared in a comic book. So the last time we see her, she calls out to her cousin Damian's name because Ra's basically kidnaps her, and then that's it. That's the last we see of Mara al Ghul, and I'm like, well, where the hell is she? Why hasn't she appeared in any issues, subsequent issues since the start of this run? I've been kind of hoping that she'd make a comeback. I think there's some wasted potential here. Like, there's some good stuff you could get out of the storyline with her and Damian and her kind of overcoming her lineage just like him. But again, the current run is kind of just taking a crap all over that. Maybe she'll show up again at some point. But then basically afterwards, the Demon's Fist kind of goes off their own separate points. Then Batman shows up, much to Damian's surprise, thanks to Goliath, and he kind of calls him out for not showing up for his birthday, but he's like, I'm here now, aren't I? Why didn't you ask me for help? And then showcase the Teen Titans, who some of them, like Kid Flash, like, holy shit, dude, that's Batman. And then basically Damian kind of makes a point with Batman where he's just like, you know, there was a time long ago where Grayson had to go off and do his own thing, but I need to do some things on my own. I need to kind of forge my own path. So then we cut to a few months later, 3 months later, so I don't know where things are, how much time has passed in terms of the continuity. It has to be at least, ever since this issue came out, it's got to be at least like 2 years, right? I mean, it's got to be something. I don't understand how the continuity is working in DC anymore. But basically, the Titans kind of like, okay, so they're all working together. They don't know where this journey is going to take them, but they're going to do this together as a team. And that's basically kind of where the arc ends at this point. So, yeah, so the next issue is kind of it'd be like a two-parter storyline where they're going to go ahead and pull Aqualad in here. But as a conclusion to the Damian Knows Best arc, I thought it was handled quite well. I like the moments where they're kind of, maybe it's because I'm so used to like the current run that we're in, that just kind of just a little bit of hopefulness and optimism just really kind of puts a smile on my face. And just seeing like characters actually have arcs and just kind of we get to see the better part of them as heroes, it just feels kind of refreshing. Like, I feel like we need more of this type of Teen Titans book as opposed to the Teen Suicide Squad book that we currently have going on. So that's what I'm hoping for, like more stuff like this, but it just seems like we're not going to get it. And in terms of Mara Al Ghul, like, there's some wasted potential there with her character. The fact that she's never shown up again, this is the last image that we ever see of her, at least to my knowledge. I haven't seen her. I don't think she appears in subsequent issues. I don't even know if she's mentioned after this. She kind of just gets abducted by Raish, so there's a chance she could show back up again, but I feel like DC's kind of forgotten about her, and the writers have. I mean, if I were writing the Teen Titans, I'd bring her back for sure. I feel like there's some real wasted potential with her and her potential overcoming the demons, Ra's al Ghul's, influence in forging her own path for the betterment of good. But again, that's just the way things are at DC. Like, this run's kind of seems forgotten. Like, it's clear to me that, like, the writers after Percy kind of forgot all the hard work done in this run. Again, maybe there's some things that were a bit rocky for some people. Damian definitely has his bratty nature, and he should still keep that. That's part of his trademark personality, but he still has a good side to him. And the other characters get a good showing here, too. Beast Boy has a few couple laughs here and there. Starfire is kind of like she's kind of like a mother, like, slash big sister figure to him. It's like, I can carry you, I can do all these nice things. He's like, get away from me. But he's still kind of grateful for the good that she's done. So I think because of her close connection with Nightwing, she's kind of takes on kind of a motherly type, big sister type role to him. Not necessarily mother. I guess I'll say like caring big sister, babysitter type role. Even then, you can see her kind of just like patting him on the back and just kind of looking out for him. And again, it's a good showcasing for Starfire. I like seeing this side of her. Raven's still Raven doing her stuff. Kid Flash is still kind of new to the game at this point in the books. But yeah, I mean, I quite enjoyed this story arc. I think it's may have been the best out of the Rebirth stuff, next to the Super Sons of Tomorrow, which is kind of a crossover arc, and the Return of Kid Flash arc is pretty good too. But yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up for my thoughts on issue 5. Overall, I really enjoyed the Damian Knows Best arc. Again, a nice long 5-part issue arc. One thing I liked about Percy's runs is he did like have some nice long character arcs going on. Things weren't necessarily super short, like a quick 1 to 2 page thing. It would kind of go on like, well, I mean, 1 to 2 issue thing. Well, the next thing happens, and then we had like a crossover, and then we went into like a few issues, and then we had another crossover. So the legs of it were kind of cut out from under it, and he really didn't have as much time as I feel like he kind of needed. Whereas his Green Arrow story arc was like a 30+ issue like run, and it was really, really good. It just kept me on the edge of my seat while I was reading it, and I'm kind of bummed we don't have a Green Arrow book, because Percy's Green Arrow book was really good. But anyways, I've been rambling on for quite a while, so at the time I'm uploading this, it's Monday, and tomorrow is going to be the Teen Titans annual, and you're probably going to see a really angry version of myself, so that should be fun, right? Yay! I'm not looking forward to that. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on this issue and video and blah 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 in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching it. I really appreciate it. As always, take care now. Bye bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.